Katie Hopkins, schools are supposed to teach kids how to think for themselves, not what to think. So why are so many liberal teachers bullying and brainwashing children with their own intolerant views? Are you sitting comfortably, children? Then I have a creative task for you. Tell me, is this poem from the Bush era still relevant today? Single quote: when the president talks to God, does he ever think that maybe he's not? That voice is just inside his head when he kneels next to the presidential bed? Does he ever smell his own bulls **T when the president talks to God? I doubt it. I doubt it. Single quote: this, ladies and gentlemen, is what is being taught in British schools. Teachers asking children to think about Trump and his bulls **T. And whether he smells it. Do they smell their own, I wonder? I doubt it. I doubt it. 13-year-old children were given this poem in a creative writing task, and were asked to imagine how Trump would react. Another teacher made protest banners with her class of 12-year-olds. I repeat, 12-year-olds, which she took along to the protest against Trump outside Westminster. She even had a pathetic picture taken to commemorate the occasion. Tell me, would you be happy if this was a teacher of your 12-year-old? Even as my suspicions have been growing about the indoctrination of our young children by so-called liberals, so has a number of stories arriving in my inbox. Worried parents whose little kids come home repeating opinions they have been taught in school, rather than lessons, wondering how they should talk to the school about it without getting their kids into trouble. Children being taught that Trump is a bad man and a racist. That Brexit is wrong. That the correct answer is Clinton. A young man aged 17 from Hertfordshire was ostracized from his politics class for daring to admit he supported Trump. He was told by the teacher to have less strong views and was isolated by his class. Eventually he dropped the subject completely because no one would sit with him or talk to him. A child isolated for his opinion and hounded for his views. Another worried mother, Rachel from Solihull, recounts that her 8-year-old came home from primary school and asked her why she liked Trump when he is a racist and hates women. The protesting teacher then had a pathetic picture taken to commemorate the occasion. The child had been shown the news, told by his teacher that Trump hates women, Muslims and Mexicans and is a bad man. Elsewhere, a headmaster of a secondary school in Chester gave a lecture featuring his own brand of politics, alarming the kids about the state of the world. He said he hoped to see his pupils again next week if Trump has not pressed the nuclear button by then, and sent them home with a newsletter reinforcing his point. And then this from a mom in Bournemouth: my 7-year-old daughter came home from school saying she had been learning Donald Trump's job is to take care of all the people, but he doesn't because he is a nasty evil man. Single quote: I asked her why, and she said, in school they had been shown a newspaper of a little girl holding up a sign saying "Not my president," because Trump had held a book and sworn to take care of all people, but he lied. Single quote: because American people don't have newspapers, they cannot see what a horrible man he really is and what he is really like. And a lady wanted to be president, and she actually got more votes than him. But they still let him win. And that's not fair. This poster was pinned to a classroom wall by a teacher. Other parents also told of assemblies for 12-year-olds in Swindon in which Donald Trump's ban on refugees entering the country had been compared to the Holocaust. Small children in Chelmsford were taught in morning assembly on June 24 following the vote for leave that your parents will be very sad tonight. They might even be crying. Because people who do not want us to be friends with Europe voted the wrong way. Clearly, children need to be aware of the news and current affairs. I buy my own children a children's newspaper so they can form their own views. I am not arguing teachers shouldn't offer up the facts of the world and allow children to form a view. I can accept that many teachers believe Trump to be an odious individual and/or that Trump equals hate. And I have heard the argument that it is right that teachers should teach children to be inclusive and to stand against hate. And by this logic teachers have a duty to speak out against Trump. But this is a sleight of hand. Deductive reasoning that has lost its way. The opinion that Trump equals hate is not a fact. It is a view. Schools are doing exactly what Remainers did when they tried to foist hate onto Leave voters by claiming ownership of the phrase hope not hate. As if they had rights to the word hope, and everything else was hate. This presentation was given in a social studies lesson with a class of 14-year-olds. The teacher said he would keep opinions to himself. Then produced this slide. Many teachers seem to believe their opinions are right and, therefore, all other viewpoints are wrong. And they are indoctrinating our children with their beliefs. This is not teaching children how to think. This is teaching children what to think. I spoke to a teacher earlier who called me to confirm categorically that this is what she is seeing inside schools, too. She can be honest with her students about the fact that she supported Leave. She would never lie to them, after all, but she does not dare repeat her views in the staff room, where prescribed think prevails. What is going on inside our schools is a disgrace. It needs blowing wide open. It is wrong to teach children what to think. It is wrong, if not professionally incompetent, to have young school kids make banners, then take them out on a protest and be photographed doing so. And it is truly terrifying that adult teachers are willing to humiliate children because of their beliefs, or to isolate young people with their hands in the air to support Trump when an entire assembly full of other kids and their teachers thrust their hands up in opposition. I can accept that many teachers believe Trump to be an odious individual and/or that Trump equals hate. Though, the opinion that Trump equals hate is not a fact. It is a view. Being a minority voice is still brave. Even if the minority voice is from the right wing. It's more frightening still to bully a child into giving up a subject altogether because their opinions and views are too strong, and quite blatantly too wrong. If you wonder why young people often seem so weak, perhaps it is because in school they were never allowed to think strong or to stand strong for their own beliefs, only for the beliefs of their so-called teachers. I urge young people to stand strong for what you believe. And I implore parents to stand strong for your children. Surely they deserve the opportunity to learn how to think before a teacher tries to tell them what to think as well.